Hey everybody, welcome back to Rusty Guns. So as you've seen in the video, we're going to do an out-of-box review. Now I will do a full review of this gun later on, a more extensive one, where you'll see how it shoots and so on and so forth, or at least you'll see how it shoots for me. But for right now, we're just going to do this review on an Auto-Ordnance 1911 A1 GI Specs Series 80. Out of the gate, everybody always asks, how much does it cost? So for me, the gun price plus the shipping and taxes, all total, walking out the door was right there. And I hope you guys can see that. It is $584.30. So now you might be able to find it like in a gun store someplace where it's like $550, maybe $540 or whatever. But don't forget, you're gonna have to pay the taxes on it. So you're gonna come in somewhere around that ballpark. So what do you get for that? Well, right out of the gate, look at right here. We got this beautiful chic, shiny black cardboard box with Auto-Ordnance right there on it. Was I disappointed that it's a cardboard box? And no, I mean, guns come in cardboard boxes a lot of times, so I necessarily can't say I was disappointed. Maybe a little let down, but not necessarily disappointed. Now, let down as far as, I know there's other manufacturers out there that make quality guns that run roughly the same price or even less, that do a hard case for these, a plastic hard case. So it's not surprising that it was cardboard box, but you know, nonetheless. Alright, so let's open it up. So there you go, and if you can see, this is a padded cardboard box. So Auto-Ordnance is just like, they're right there. So, you know, it's like, you padded a cardboard box, you know, all you had to do is just go that extra little inch to make it a hard plastic padded case, you know. I mean, I would pay an extra $5, you know, if it had a hard case with it. I mean, I've already paid the amount I paid. An extra $5 isn't going to mean that much more. So, you know, why not the hard case? Another thing about hard cases like that, some of you may not know this, but if your gun store or a gun store is located within a certain distance of a school, that gun cannot leave unless it is in a hardened case with a lock. So there are some stores where they're too close to a school, and if you get a gun in a cardboard box like this, you have to either bring your own case or you have to buy a case from them and then use it to take the gun out of the store. So, you know, anyway, I mean, right there, that little bit of extra appeal of having a hard case. I mean, but anyway, so what we got here? We got Youth Handgun Safety Act notice. We got the owner's manual in here. Now I'm doing this from behind the camera, so guys, if I get a little bit out of, if I don't keep everything in frame, just kind of excuse me there. Let's see. It's some type of warning, general purchase pursuant. I think this has to have a, I think this is about it needing to have a lock with it. And then this looks like it's probably warranty cards. Yep, warranty registration. Parts and accessories, little guide for part numbers. The owner's manual, limited 1-year warranty, how to clean it, all that kind of stuff. And then a small catalog, looks like, for gear, mags, other grips, barrels, slides, t-shirts, all that kind of good stuff. So, alright, let's get that out of the way and get to the part that you guys are interested in. So there it is. Now, I had taken this gun out of the box before I did this video because with every new gun I buy, as soon as I get it home, I take it apart and clean it. Now, some people might think that's kind of odd, but one of the main reasons I do this is because you never know how long a gun that you're buying, even if you're buying it brand new, has been sitting in storage. Case in point, this gun. Once I looked up some of the serial numbers, I found that this gun is pretty close to being almost 5 years old. So, and it's brand new, never been shot. So, you know, always, that's my suggestion. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but my suggestion is anytime you buy a new firearm, clean it first thing. So, I'll go here. Mag, all metal mag. This gun holds 7 in the mag, hold 1 in the pipe. Now I'm a little surprised there's not 2 mags. I kind of wish there was 2 mags, but you can buy extra mags, and you know, not having 2 mags isn't a deal breaker for me. But you know, again, it's just that little extra thing. And there's your gun lock, and then the gun itself. And I'll go ahead and move this box out of the way. Now, when I first looked at these guns and I was seeing them, most of them had a solid type of wood color on the grip. This one, and I hope this camera kind of picks it up, but this actually has various colors in the grain on these grips, which I absolutely love on this. It's not just the solid like wood, you know, like a solid brown or a solid, you know, maybe cherry red or something. It actually has multiple colors in it. So I've got a brown, you've got some red in there, and when light hits this just right, there's a little bit of hint of green in this also. So it gives it kind of that, you know, gives a little bit of uniqueness to this particular gun. So I really like that. It does have a chamber flag in it, so let's go ahead and remove that. Yes, it is clear. So, good looking gun. As the tag says, proudly made in USA. Car Arms, Thompson, Auto-Ordnance. The reason it says all that is because it's a corporation that owns multiple companies. I think Savage Arms, Magnum Research, all of those are all within the same company. So some features about the gun. Like I said, it's got these wood grips on it. It's a super nice finish on the gun. Now this is a A1, so there are some differences versus what would be an actual 1911 versus a 1911 A1. There's a bevel right here, which makes you know that it's an A1. Also, it has the longer dovetail on the back end. It also has this raised portion on the back, which lets you know that it's an A1, and it has the shorter trigger. So on a normal 1911, that trigger would extend out to about here, roughly. So those are just some of the few things that you can know right out of the gate that it is a 1911 A1 and not just a normal 1911. Now, Auto-Ordnance, I don't believe they made any 1911s for World War II, so where they got this particular design from, I'm not sure, because I've seen 1911s from World War II where this back piece right here, this is actually a crisscross pattern, and this is straight lines. And I've seen other ones with straight lines as well, so which design they took it from, I don't know. I would assume Savage Arms, because they were one of the companies of like 6, I think, that made 1911s during World War II. But anyway, now when I pull this trigger, as everybody wants to know how the trigger feels, my trigger finger is actually kind of really sensitive ever since I had cut this years back. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera or not, but I cut it very deeply, and so along the edge right there of where it got cut, the nerve endings are very sensitive. So when I pull a trigger, I feel virtually like everything in the trigger. And there's a little bit of take up right at the beginning of this, and then when you start to pull, it's even, steady, and then it just breaks. I cannot feel on a lot of triggers. I'll typically feel a little bit of extra tension right before the trigger breaks. On this gun, I don't feel that. And my Thompson, my Tommy gun, is the same way. So Auto-Ordnance does a really good job with their triggers. I like the trigger being like that because if I tend to feel that little extra pressure, it can cause me to sometimes anticipate when it's going to break, and I might jerk a shot or pull a shot. So it being like that, it just breaking real clean and not really feeling that extra pressure, I actually really, really like that. Anyway, we got external safety right here. You also have the half cock position for this gun. You have the back strap safety. You guys want to call it that, I guess, or grip safety. And then in full cock position. Now this is a Series 80, so it does have a drop safety in it. Some people don't like this versus a Series 70, which has no drop safety in it. Honestly, I've shot several 1911s, some that have drop safety, some that don't, and it's never really made that big of a difference to me. So it's just an added feature. Some people think, oh, it's more parts, so it's more chances of things failing. It's only 4 extra parts, and the design of it is very simple design. It's not like an overly complicated design on it. Basically, the trigger comes back, pushes up on one piece, which pushes up on a lifter that pushes the plunger so that the firing pin can move. And when it's not being pulled, that little plunger piece or pin is in the downward position, which prevents the trigger from moving, so there's no way for it to strike. It's basically similar to that of a revolver, in which when you pull the trigger on a revolver in a double action mode, the lifter comes up and rotates the cylinder. So it's the same kind of principle. Very basic, simple design, but it works well. So on here we have, on this side of the gun, model 1911 A1 U.S. Army. We have the nice U.S. grips. Not all of these come with these U.S. grips. Some are just plain plastic grips. I actually chose this because it is wood grips and it has that little U.S. logo on it, and it was just a nice feature. I liked it. It was a selling point to me of buying this one versus one with the plastic grips. On the other side, it's completely plain, except for right here where you'll have Auto-Ordnance, Worcester, Massachusetts, and then the serial number. It has the lanyard on it. It's very basic, simple design that's been tested and proven to work great. Let's see, where's that mag at? Oh, I left it in the box. Okay. So empty mag. You go to insert an empty mag. It does not seat because the mag's empty, and the follower does not allow it to seat. If you want to seat an empty mag, you have to push down on the mag release and then press the magazine in if it's an empty magazine. If you have a round in here, you can just push the magazine all the way in and it'll lock in. So another good, I guess, good feature. If you're trying to shoot fast and you took out an empty mag and tried to stick it in your gun, it wouldn't go in it. But anyway, it's a great gun. It feels real nice in my hand. I like the way it feels. Let you see if I can line these sights up for you a little bit. I don't know how well that's lining up. It's hard for me to see them through the screen. But just regular kind of combat sights on it. And And again, I really love the way this trigger pull is. It's got that take up, and then just nice even pressure, and then just a brake. So I'm really interested in taking this out and getting out, shooting it, and seeing how well it does. Trying to think if there's anything else you guys might want to know about it. For an out-of-box review anyway. I mean, like I said, I'll do a more extended review probably tomorrow when I take this out and shoot it. I've actually had this gun for almost a week now, and I have not shot it, and it's absolutely killing me not to take this out and shoot it. But life happens, you know. You have to replace a floor, and then you've got to replace a door, or you got to go help family out, you know, because family comes first. You know, so lots of different things going on, and so I'm just really excited to get this thing out and get it shooting. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. I don't know if there's anything else I really missed on it. It's 45 ACP, which would be, you know, the most common thing for a 1911. Now I know there's 1911s that are 9mm and other calibers. To me, it's not really a 1911. It has a 1911 style, but it's not. To me, it's not a 1911. Because when I think 1911, I think 45, because that's the way it was designed. That's the way it was made. But this gun is everything. I guess I can tell you a little about this. Everything is super tight on this gun, and I hope you guys can maybe see some of where the metal meets up on this slide. It is super tight. Everything, when I took the gun apart to clean it, all the pieces fit nice and tight together, but they move smoothly. I mean, you know, it's been just really a great gun so far. Just from a standpoint of having to work on one, I like that everything fits nice and tight together. It gives me a lot more confidence in the firearm, knowing that. But you know, Auto-Ordnance has done a really good. When I saw the Thompson, you know, it's just super well built, and this gun's the same way. They're really, really well built, and I am not disappointed at all on how much it cost or anything else. Yeah, I do that just because when some people will probably give me credit about doing this, but I do that because even if there were to be a live round in this and I pull the trigger, I can stop that trigger from going up and hitting, and I just release my finger off the trigger is all I do, and it just goes into the half cock position. But I just do it out of simple safety measures, because a lot of people will do this and say, well, you can just hold it with your thumb if you just hold this back strap in. And you can do that, but if it gets away from you while you're doing that, you could end up discharging it. So I just typically just go like this and then take my finger out, and so, you know, whatever. Teach their own, I guess. But tell me what you guys think. If you like it, you know, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, subscribe it, whatever you want to do with it. But stick around, and you know, tomorrow we'll take it out, shoot it, and see how it really functions, and maybe we'll go into a little bit more detail about the gun. But it's just a simple out-of-box review, how much it costs and what you're going to get with it. There you go. Thanks a lot for joining me, guys. I will see you next time. Take care.